This podcast contains strong language and adult themes from the outset.
Good morning, Patois.
Morning, Ange.
How are you feeling, Pats? You've had quite a busy weekend, haven't you? Yes.
Yeah, and I'm just a heads up, everyone. I'm due on. So
oh shit! This is not boding well. Tiredness.
These episodes are always a bit shit.
Tiredness and the jus on.
And I've got a jus on.
Good combo. Anyway,
yeah.
I've got a question for you, Pats, this morning.
Okay.
I am coming with questions. Right.
Hit me.
If you decided to run for Prime Minister, what
I love this question already.
What would your campaign slogan be? Yeah.
Oh my God, this is where did you find this? You haven't come up with this yourself.
Google, mate, Google.
Yeah, Google. What would my campaign slogan be?
Yeah.
Patty for PM.
Well, that's not a campaign slogan, is it?
No,
it's got to be about
what would yours
about,
be?
Isn't it?
What would yours be?
Mine would be, I gave this a bit of thought, obviously, because I was bringing the question.
Sure.
Right? My campaign slogan would be, bring back the bush.
Right.
You know, quite sort of female heavy.
Right.
I think I have a big problem around hair. Bodily hair.
Right.
Yes. So
and you think that's going to appeal to the masses? I mean, I suppose it could appeal to 50% of the
exactly.
cohort.
And I think women straight away will be like, "Okay, I'm with Angie.
I'm bringing back the bush.
I am with Angie.
As long as she doesn't mean George Bush, I'm with her."
No, I mean like your main bush.
You'd have to have in common,
in brackets, not George.
Not George.
Yeah, bring back the bush.
What about something for me like, if in doubt, pat it out?
What does that mean, though? What do you mean? If
you're in doubt, if you're in doubt for like, what, it's okay, bring Patty out. If in doubt, bring Patty out.
That's actually quite a good one.
Yeah, that would probably be mine. If in doubt, bring Patty out.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're in doubt about anything, health, education, social care, taxes,
bushes,
bushes, if you want your bush back.
Yeah. I could be your bush, what do they call
advisor.
Advisor. I could be your bush advisor.
You could be my deputy PM and make sure that the bush is continually trimmed.
Yes. I just think, like, while we're on, like, the fact that, my slogan would be, bring back the bush. How do you feel about the bush? And I just feel like
before, Ange, I get waxed. I am hairless. I keep on top of my body, not for the patriarchy, not for any other reason.
Patriarchy,
sister. Not for any of that. Not for any of that shit. Just because I like to be hairless.
Yeah, I have a real problem. I think we've gone too far. I think we've gone as a female population. I think we've gone too far with hair. Yeah, I just feel like we've just gone too far with that stuff. And I would be very keen, if I was PM, I'd be very keen to sort of, bring back just women looking like women. I think because, there's this whole thing about, women looking totally, clean, fresh, not a smidgen of hair anywhere. I'm like, no, that is a 12-year-old. That is not a woman.
Right.
And that is my thing. So that's why if I was PM, that would be my slogan.
Bring back your
bush. And you could be, if in doubt, get Patty out.
Now, what's this about a video message from Says?
Right, okay, now I found this yesterday. I think, did we talk at some point about people, like, shouting out, like, stuff to do with the podcast? Did we talk about that on it? Or
yes, going to a conference doing or something and saying, "What's funny the funny?" Yeah, or being in Tesco and just shouting.
Yeah. Well, we had a video in from Says.
Now, listen, can I just say straight off here, this hasn't been looked at for ages because Ange manages the Facebook. So let's just say no more. If this had come in on Instagram, it'd have been done the next week after we talked about the episode. But here we are after having a massive summer hiatus.
Summer hiatus.
And Ange has just found the message from Says, back from Series 5, Episode 3.
I did apologise to Says. I said, I'm so sorry, Says. I'm so sorry, Says. I've just seen your message. But honestly, I mean, obviously you can't share the video. Maybe we'll find a way of sharing the video somehow. But the video came in and she basically sent me the video with the message. I have recently returned from Tenerife and went paragliding. So the video is of her paragliding.
Amazing.
A few thousand feet up in the sky. She did a video where she just basically shouted, "Shitting tits!" Isn't that so great?
That is amazing. Yes,
yeah.
Says.
I'll send you the video, Pat, so you can see it. But then,
yes,
we'll have to try and find a way of... Yeah. I think she said something like, as the girls would say, "Shitting tits!" And she did that a few thousand feet in the air whilst paragliding. Yeah.
Well done, Says. Top of the class for that.
I mean, I think we need to really start sort of pushing our listeners to send us more of that shit.
Yeah, let's do it. There's loads of ways you can find us. Now, be aware, if you send it on Facebook, you'll probably get the shout out in 2025. Now, we had a follow-up message in from our dilemma last week.
Did we?
Yes. So she sent me a message on Thursday saying, "Hi, Ruth and Ange. Thanks so much for the advice on the podcast. I'm going to go for it and I'm going to see him in a few weeks and talk it out with him." And then she's done like a sick like she feels sick emoji.
Yeah.
I'll keep you posted. But again, thank you so much for being fab and helping me out.
Oh.
So she's going to go and see him in a few weeks and tell him. I actually do feel sick for her. I mean, you're doing the right thing. You absolutely
have to do it.
Yeah. But I can understand why you've got that sick feeling in your stomach. But she said she's going to keep us posted. She said she will let us know, because I messaged back saying, "This is amazing. Please, will you let us know how it goes?" And she said, "I will do, absolutely, for sure."
Now I'm literally, I can't wait to find out how that goes.
I am invested.
I am an invested.
I am an invested.
I am an invested.
Do you know what I hate? Do you know what I hate?
Yeah.
This is what's thrown me off a bit this morning. This is going to go, sorry, Alex, because you're a boy, and this is going to go a bit, period heavy now.
Right, okay, yeah.
I hate period poos. Why? Just before you come on, is that what that has thrown me off this morning?
Oh, is it been bad this morning?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I was awake at 6.
Oh, shit.
Quite literally, shit. Quite literally.
I think also it's the mix of pain as well. It's the pain.
I'm not on yet, but I am starting to get that.
Do you not get the pain?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting that the grumbly
pain.
Sort of
womb pain.
The womb
pain. And then it's like, oh gosh, I've got to go to the toilet. And it's it's just not nice, is it?
I heard a woman talking to Nick Ferrari on LBC. There was a campaign by one of the big sanitary wear products, and they'd used a man as like the sort of front and center of it. And she was on talking about how, that wasn't going to help girls in schools, and it wasn't going to help girls, like it needs to be by women for women.
Yes.
And he kept interrupting her, and she just went, Nick, have you been sat in a class as a 14-year-old and realised there is blood coming from the end of your penis? No. Have you been stood in a supermarket and realised there is blood trickling down your leg because you've come on your period and you didn't think you would? No. So I think possibly what we need to do here is remember that men don't really have a say in this.
Yes.
She just went for it. Were you 14 never in a class and felt blood coming out of the end of your penis? No.
Which is so true.
True.
Keep your mouth shut. True. Now, we should just also talk about this Friday, Pat.
Yes.
Because, guys, we are back with Dosh on Your Doorstep.
Yeah.
With this morning, this Friday, 26th of August,
Yeah.
we will be dishing some dosh.
Dishing some dosh.
So basically, if you're around at home, get your TV on, watch it. If you're not at home, set your player to record, because you don't want to miss Patty and Ange dishing the dosh.
Now, I think we can say, we won't say what it is, but there are costumes this week, so it will be very funny.
There are costumes, yes,
yeah.
which is kind of slightly worrying, but also,
if it ends up being the costumes that they're talking about,
yes.
It will be really funny.
Yeah. I'm just trying not to think too much about it, to be honest. I'm just thinking, just go with it, Ange. Just roll with it, Ange.
Go with it. And then, just another reminder that on the 4th of September, Ange and I are going to be in Tatton Park in Manchester as part of the Happy Place Festival lineup. We're obviously very excited. Thanks to Fern and the team for inviting us to be part of Happy Place. And you can get your ticket. There's still tickets available. So if you want to come down and see Ange and I live doing a bit of podcast stuff, we'll be there all day. So you could come and see us and say hi. You can just go to happyplace.com to get your tickets, and we'd obviously love to see you there. I think that's all the housekeeping done, Ange. Urban Dictionary.
Okay, so this week's Urban Dictionary.
Yes.
Me Hoy Minoy. Yeah.
Me Hoy
Minoy. Me Hoy Minoy. What do you think that is about?
Is it something to do with like pirates?
No. Well, no.
Like shanty songs. It sounds like all that shit.
A sea shanty.
Yeah, you sea shanties.
No, I mean, you'll never get this. This is, when I came across this one, I was like, what's the actual fuck? And
okay,
then,
so what is it? What is it?
Okay. A phrase used towards an individual's significant other during sexy times to pleasure, and or excite them. It is most known to work on those who are attracted to doodle bob, marine biology.
Hang on. What the fuck?
This is so weird. Yeah. Well, doodle bob, because then it gives you, like when you're on Urban Dictionary, it gives you certain things in blue, which then are another urban. Yeah. So then I'm like, what the hell is a doodle bob? Right. So then clicked on doodle bob.
You fell down an Urban Dictionary hole last night, and then you're like, and then I clicked on what is Susan when. So I clicked on that, and then I clicked on what is twat chop. So
the thing is, you could very easily let that happen.
Oh, you could easily go down. Oh my gosh, you can get lost in Urban Dictionary for hours. Yeah.
But a doodle bob, right? This is where it just, it's weird anyway, but then it gets weirder. Okay. The sexiest beast in SpongeBob, as in SpongeBob's wait for this, known for his aggressive pencil action and frequently yelling "Me hoy, me noy" during intense times. So that's what a doodle bob is.
God. Have I taken some kind of illicit drugs this week? Am I like in a parallel universe? I haven't taken illicit drugs, just for everybody. Warner Brothers and Funny do not stand by that behaviour.
Anyways, marine biologists, people who really like...
What? Marine biologists? What's this now? We got on to another link. Are we on a link on a link on a link?
This is still Me Hoy Minoy.
Me Hoy Minoy.
Marine biologists, people who really like fucking sponges, people with gibberish.
Hang on. No, what did you just say? What did you just say then? People who like what?
Fucking sponges.
Hang on. No, that can't be a thing. That cannot be a thing.
Well, it says people with gibberish kinks and or those who enjoy the Shrek movies.
So, what hang on. Right, I actually need a poo. I can't wait any longer. I'll be back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
I can't laugh this much. I've already said period poos have been a thing this morning. By the way, Alex, you can keep that in. Just obviously maybe cut it here when I go to the toilet. All right, I'll be back. Wait. You know what didn't help? I have to take beetroot juice every morning.
Wow, straight through.
And when you're in this stage of the cycle,
that's
not helpful,
through, mate. No, you should have maybe laid
right, okay, look, sorry about that little interlude there, but what? Wait, people who like fucking sponges, is that actually what it says?
Yeah. Oh, no, actually, I read that wrong.
I thought you might have, Ange. What a surprise. It's going to be like... okay, what?
I got the right words in the wrong order. So it says
people who like sponge...
People who really fucking like sponges.
Not
fucking sponges.
right. But even that's weird. Who's like, oh God, I love that sponge on the side there.
Yeah. Well, it's people with gibberish kinks. And or those who enjoy the Shrek movies. I mean, how has Shrek now got involved with SpongeBob and Hoy Minoy and Sexy Times?
Alex has sent me a picture of a SpongeBob SquarePants with his arms in the air shouting Hoy Minoy.
Yes, see?
Yeah.
It's obviously something that gets said a lot in SpongeBob, but now people have started to use it as a sexy thing.
I mean, that is so weird.
Well, I might try it.
I'm struggling. I'm really struggling here. I'm really struggling. Yeah, it's just not happening. Hoy Minoy. There we go. It's happened.
No, but do you think like you could sex it up? So you could put on some sexy music like da 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 da. Hoy Minoy. That's
and honestly, sort of right. We've done some weird stuff on this podcast, but what the fuck are you doing?
You know the tune I mean?
Yeah. I know the tune.
But I wonder if that, maybe.
Do you know what? This is cheering me right up this morning.
Brilliant, Pats, especially with the old period poos and all.
It is really bringing me complete life and joy. I'm not going to lie, for the first time probably ever, it got to like 5 to 9 and I was like, I don't have it in me this morning. I don't have it in me. Oh my gosh,
Pats, this is bad.
Honestly.
This was bad beforehand, wasn't it?
We've got a dilemma.
We have got a dilemma which came in. And obviously, with all dilemmas, we keep them totally anonymous. So if ever you feel like, actually, this is something I might want some advice from Patty and Ange on, anything like that, then please always know that we will never share your name. So it's completely anonymous. We'll just read out the dilemma and then give you some advice, hopefully.
Yeah.
So we got this dilemma in, and she says, we are in one of those horrible situations where you don't know what to do. Therefore, we need you, please. My husband, sole breadwinner at present, as I'm a stay-at-home mum, has been made redundant from his role of 21 years at a big consultancy. His payout will keep us going for over a year, but there's huge nervousness because we are both risk averse. There might be some freelance work and we will have the payout, so working through the option of going to Bali for a long holiday to recover from all the stress of the process and then taking some time to find a new role when back, but really using it as an opportunity to improve health and spend time together as a family. Given we are meant to be going into recession, is this totally mad? Love to hear your thoughts. We are thinking that would we ever look back from our nursing home and regret going on a long break? Probably not. But what if it doesn't all work out? So there is this week's dilemma.
I am also risk averse when it comes to money, so I am the wrong person to ask. Because money is one of the things that I've worried about the most in my life. Stayed awake thinking, oh my gosh, are we going to be okay? Are we going to have enough money? And, I think that the time that we're coming into for lots and lots of people, maybe not this couple, Matthew and I will be okay, but for lots of people it's going to be so difficult. I probably wouldn't go to Bali. Like, you know, I'm not a financial advisor. Neither of us are. Like, take our advice with a pinch of salt. This feels like a really big thing to give advice on because it's your life and your family. And I probably wouldn't go to Bali. I may go on holiday, but I may pick somewhere that was more cost effective, more affordable. I might think, look, let's get away for a break for a bit. Let's go into Europe. Or I probably wouldn't spend loads of money on going to Bali because I think I would come back and I just don't know that I would love it while I was there, of course, but I don't know that the worry would be worth it when I got back about how much money have we got? How long is it going to last us? Are we going to pay our mortgage? Are we going to look back in 6 months' time and think, oh, if only we had that money we spent in Bali, we'd probably be okay? So I don't think I'd go to Bali.
Whereas I think, well, I'm the polar opposite. I'm like, go to Bali. Go to Bali, have the most amazing holiday, be sensible. I mean, again, we don't know how much money we're talking about here. So it is kind of hard to
It is hard.
And like Pat says, you know, we are by no means financial advisors. Don't. So we kind of took this as a bit of a, if either of us were in that position, what would we do? And my first thought, as soon as I read it, I was like, go. If it was me and I was in this position, I'd be like, do you know what? This might be the only time in our lives that we have this pot of money, and as long as we're not like absolutely blowing the whole lot, which I can't imagine they are, but who knows, I would be very much like, let's use that to go and have the most wonderful time and have memories and experiences that will last a lifetime. So for me, I would definitely be like, go, have the best time, have a great holiday, but always with the kind of backup of, as long as we have got enough to keep us going for a while. That would be my kind of.
And I think I would be more like that if you know, if this was Matthew and I had a job, I'd be more like that. Or if Matthew had a job to come back to, I would absolutely be like that. Or, you know, the confirmation of some work at least, even if it was like, you know, maybe I'd be saying, look, before we go, like, talk to some consultancy firms, like talk to some firms that you could potentially work for, like let's get our ducks in a row a little bit, even if they say, yeah, likely to be, how long are you going for? Oh, 3 weeks. Yeah, definitely likely to be some work when you get back. We've got this project going on, we've got that, we'd love to use you, it looks like you've got loads of experience. Like, I suppose for me, I would definitely be doing some practical things before. I wouldn't personally be going, let's just go to Bali and deal with it when we get back. I just couldn't do that. I don't think I would relax enough on holiday. I'd be constantly saying to Matthew, do you think we're going to be all right? Like, what if we get back and you can't find any work? Like, I just know I'd get there and I don't think I'd enjoy it because I'd be so worried about what we'd be going home to that I'd just spend the whole holiday feeling worried about what we had and didn't have. Whereas if perhaps we'd done a bit of like the practical groundwork, found some firms that he could do some consultancy for, had some conversations with people, knew that there was work to come back to, and then went, so for me it would be about either going somewhere closer to home and enjoying this time to have some space, but it being much cheaper and not doing that extravagant Bali thing, or only going to Bali if I knew, as far as was possibly able, that by the time we got back there would be something for Matthew to fall into or to work with, or you know, if I was the stay-at-home mum, I don't know, could I look for something and not be the stay-at-home mum for a bit and have Matthew as the stay-at-home dad?
Yeah, or even if there was a way of being able to say, do you know what, I've been a stay-at-home mum for a while, but actually I could now find a little job that has some kind of income that I can contribute to the house.
Yeah.
I suppose
I would be doing all that practical stuff. I wouldn't be just going, fuck it, we're going to Bali. I couldn't do it. I just know I'd get out. I'd be excited, and then I'd get out there, and every day I'd be thinking, oh my God, like, how long have we got of this money left when we get back?
I think I'm definitely much more of a fuck it person.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I used to be, but I found myself in too many financial shitholes that I refuse to let myself get into that situation again. Like Matthew and I have with money have become probably more risk averse in terms of like, can we really afford it? Should we really do it? Like, we talk much more about what we can and can't afford and what we can and can't do, because I just don't ever want to be in that position again. I just don't want to worry about it again.
I think for me, maybe I'm the stupid one. Maybe I'm like a bit more kind of, I need to think about that stuff more than I do. But I'm always like I could die tomorrow. I could die next week. Like, I could die in a year's time.
I know.
And I think that's always my if I'm in a position where I'm like, I have an opportunity to do something, whether that's having this chunk of money and being able to say, let's just go and have this like great holiday together. That is always because you can have shit tons of money sitting in your bank and then you get hit by a bus.
And and for me it's not about having shit tons of money. It's like, I think there's a balance between those two things, isn't there? I'm absolutely not like, no, we're not going to go to that party, or we're not going to go to that wedding, or I'm not going to go for that meal, or I just think I definitely know I couldn't be so. I just wouldn't enjoy Bali.
Whereas I would.
And I think maybe what I would do is say, let's take a chunk of that money out, put it to one side to go to Bali. Let's see what we're left with, and let's do some practical things. Yeah. Let's set up some like real pillars in the ground, so that if we want to go, that chunk of money is still there, but we can go in a way that is like, we've got something to come back to, or we're going to have some income on top of this money that's left, even if that's like a part-time job. Or I couldn't just go fuck it. No, absolutely no way. I just couldn't do it.
So maybe what we're saying to this person is, yes, there is an element of having some of that money to do something really special with.
Yeah.
You can have a great holiday, whether it is an extravagant Bali, let's go and like really have the best holiday we'll ever have in our lifetime. Maybe it's that, or maybe it's going, let's have a little bit of a holiday. Let's take a bit of a chunk of that, but know that we're actually in a better situation, or we're safe and relatively secure with what we have when we come home.
Yeah.
So maybe we're both kind of giving a bit of a do something, but kind of make sure you're okay as well.
If your husband is going to go freelance, like, what I would do in this situation, if this was me, is I would put a chunk of that money to one side and say, we're going to go to Bali. You do some, like, let's live for a bit here. You get some work under your belt. If he's going consultancy, that's freelance. You can take as much time off as you want.
Yeah.
Get some work under your belt. Get your name known kind of in the freelance consultancy world. Start doing some of that. Put that money to one side. And in 3 months, if you've done loads of work and everything's going really well, then say, fuck it, we're going to Bali. I just don't know whether doing that right now without something else or more of your ducks in a row, for me, I would just be terrified. I
also think there's sometimes, isn't there, these things that happen in life where, I've heard, lots of stories about people who've been made redundant or, lost their job in some capacity. And it's kind of forced them into something that they probably wouldn't ever have done.
Yes, agreed.
And I sometimes think these things come along in your life.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a kick up the arse.
I agree.
This guy, he's obviously been with a consultancy for a very long time. He's obviously had a very secure and stable job. But these kind of moments happen in your life. And it's like, if that hadn't have happened, I wouldn't have done that. And I wouldn't have been in the position I am now. And I wouldn't have been maybe, I don't know, having more better work experiences or work-life balance, or however that might have been. So I think sometimes, however scary these things are that come up, which is not, for this family is, because it's like a huge change in their life that's been relatively stable for a very long time.
Yeah.
But I also think, like, sometimes thinking about it or looking at it as a opportunity. Yeah. Like, this is an opportunity for some things in your life to change that you probably would never have done had you have not been sort of given a bit of a push to do it.
Well, look, Ange, COVID was horrible for loads of reasons and for lots of people, but without COVID, there'd be no finding the funny.
Exactly, Pats. And so I sometimes think, like, yes, it's a bit of a risky period. Yes, it's maybe going to bring some kind of challenges.
Yeah.
But it could be
Of course.
one of the best things. And
Absolutely.
it could be that you are able to have an amazing holiday with some amazing experiences and memories. But it also might be a real opportunity as far as work goes for things to be very different to how they have been. And sometimes it's about looking at that as a positive or a let's go for this and a big challenge rather than a, oh my gosh, everything's going to be awful. What are we going to do? And I think
will you keep us posted? Will you keep us posted if you go to Bali?
Let us know.
If you take any of our advice, if you put some of it away and your husband gets another job for a bit and then you go to Bali, will you just let us know what happens? And you're going to be known as, when we refer back to your messages, the Bali Babe.
Bali Babe. And if you do go to Bali, send us some incredible pictures.
Yeah, send us some pics.
Of the Bali. Really make us feel absolutely shit.
Yes.
We've never been. So send us anything and keep us posted about kind of what happens, how this unfolds.
Okay, so we're moving. We've really changed things up this week, haven't we, Patty?
We have, Pat. I actually quite like that. I like it.
I like it.
You know, little interjection.
We're going to move on to some dickish behaviour.
We are, Patty, yes.
We had a dickish behaviour in from Rebecca on the gram, and she says, I cannot stand it when my boss says, can you get this to me by the close of play today? What's wrong with 5 p.m. or the end of the day, especially when there's no play involved, Rebecca? Right, this, who started close of play?
Yeah, close of play, end of business, all of those little shit things.
Close of play. What? I'm not playing.
I'm
this
not playing.
Fun
I
for
am
me
not
doing my
playing. This is dog shit. Can you get this to me by close of dog shit? That's what it should be. Not close of play.
If this is me playing, I've got a shit life. Honestly, if this fucking rat race of 9 to 5 that I'm stuck in is play, I don't want to play anymore. I want to get off. I'm getting off the roundabout. Let me off.
I want to go and have some Hoy Minoy. That's what I want. I want to get me some sponges.
Absolutely brilliant throwback. Amazing. The other thing is, right, that all that we've done the kind of, off, but that close of play stuff. What about when people abbreviate it? COP.
Yeah, COP. EOB. Yeah, Ange, can you get that to me, EOB? Fuck off. No, I can't actually. I'll get it to you by EOW. How do you like those abbreviations, Derek?
End of week, if you're lucky, you
or
bastard.
EOM. Or actually EOY.
Also, do you know what this made me think about? When the other one that is also completely dickish is when footballers or managers are interviewed. And it's like, the thing is, it's a game of two halves. We came out, they scored more, they found the back of the net more than we did. I mean, at the end of the day, they were the better team. They came out in the blue colours, we came out in the red. A couple of decisions by the referee that didn't go in our favour.
Bit dodgy.
Bit dodgy. Yeah. At the end of the day, they found the back of the net. That's all I can say. I've got to go now. Thanks very much, Sam. Thanks. It's like, what is that shit?
It's basically a script. I swear there's like
a
script they go through. Yeah. Okay, if you get interviewed, follow
end
the
of the day. Gotta say the end of the day.
End of the day.
Gotta say they took their chance. They took their chances.
Yeah. 2 halves. Match of 2 halves.
Match of game of 2 halves. Gotta say that.
Halves. Yeah,
gotta say they were the better team on the day.
Even if they weren't, you gotta say it.
Ref made some dodgy decisions. Even
Ref's a
if
wanker.
they didn't.
You gotta put that in.
Ref's a wanker. Even if he wasn't.
Yeah.
The other one now that they love saying is, and I'll be checking the VAR. I'll be going back and asking them to check VAR again because I wasn't happy with that. That was definitely a handball there. I'll be definitely asking them to check the VAR a second time because I'm not having that.
I also love the fact that now there's a sign for the VAR, isn't there?
I know, with the old box sign. The old boxy, the old box. Yeah. And then when they do that, they do the old 2 fingers, don't they? Like a gun. When it's offside, when it is offside, they come running out doing that, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah, as if because I'll watch Matthew now when he's watching football. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, they're checking the VAR," and then he watches them. Yeah, offside. It's offside.
What a two-finger gun is it?
It's like they're sort of saying, "Yes, that team is right."
They're
We've checked
going.
the
Do you know what's
VAR.
happening here? Football is becoming cricket.
Shit,
They are
we've talked
bringing-
about
yeah.
cricket umpires.
All the shit that the cricket umpires do, all the wobbly hands
with the hands.
LBW, whatever it is, all that shit that they do. This is what is
LBW.
happening. This is what is happening.
Why don't we start saying, "I'll get this to you by LBW" and see if anybody can figure it out? When somebody says, "Can you get this to me by COP?" I'm going to message back saying, "Oh, COP might be a bit difficult. Can we go LBW? Thanks, Ruth."
Or would you mind if actually I did a VAR? I actually can't manage COP or EOB, but I can do VAR.
VAR.
Is that
So if
okay
you're up
with
for
you,
that,
Sandra?
And
Yeah.
wouldn't it be amazing if somebody messaged back saying, "Yes, VAR
that's
is
fine."
fine"? You'd be like, "Fuck you! You're just doing that because you want to be on the jargon bandwagon." And you could message back saying, "Yeah, VAR is something that's used in football, so good luck with that."
So shove that up your abbreviations.
I'm never going to get this to you because you've said it
No.
can come in VAR and you don't know what that is. So.
No. So actually, you can jog on now, Sandra, because I'll get it to you when I get it to you.
When I'm good and ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, the end of play shit, that is bollocks, isn't it? That is
Have
utter
you used
shit.
it though? I have used it.
Oh yeah, we all
Yeah,
have. We've
yeah,
all used reach out.
Yeah. Reach out.
Reach out. I'm just reaching out.
I actually don't think I have used a reach out.
I've used reach out.
That is a very American thing. Isn't it? Here, Ange, would you mind just reaching out to Sandra about this for me?
Yeah, reach out is a big American one, isn't it?
Yeah, reaching out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've used end of play. I've used close of business.
I mean the G-Brown. And when I say the G-Brown, I mean our brother James.
James, who we are recording this on James's birthday. So obviously it won't go out on his birthday.
No,
He'll already have turned.
What
is he? 44? 44.
44.
Yeah,
44.
44. 44. He'll already turned 44.
47.
He'll already have turned 44, but happy birthday, G-Brown.
Happy birthday, the G-Brown.
For Monday.
If you listen.
Which he doesn't. But, whatever. Anyway, the G-Brown, does he love an end of play?
A reach out.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I could see James being a big reach out.
He sent me a text actually going, "Ange, could you just reach out to so-and-so?" And literally I was like, what has happened to you?
I can see James as a big reacher outer.
Reach out. Yeah. No.
Yeah, loves a sponge, James. Fucking loves a sponge. If you want to switch that over, if any press that are listening. No, I'm joking.
You don't really see sponges anymore, do you?
Oh, we've got a sponge.
Have you?
A kitchen sponge?
No. I'm talking like a bathroom sponge.
Oh, no. Who's dicking around with those?
Yeah, but they were big
You can
at
get
one
those
point, weren't
sponges
they?
now. It's better for the environment. They're filled with like shower gel and stuff. And they just stay dry on the side. And then when you put them underwater, they start to lather and then they dry. So it's much better for the environment. Lather. But yeah, it's much better for the environment. You can get these like sponges that are filled with shower gel and they'll do you so many washes.
Hoy Minoy.
Hoy Minoy.
That's what I'm thinking about, that sponge.
Yeah, I'm thinking, oh, hello.
Hello. Sexy sponge time.
Think of the lathering. That's even sexier, isn't it?
Bit of a lather. Yeah, lather with you, Hoy Minoy.
But yeah, so we're with you, Rebecca. That
Very
close of
much
play
so.
is shit.
That is
right.
that is very true. And yeah, I'm going to start bringing my own jargon shits and my own abbreviations. Yeah.
LBW being the first one.
VAR. Right now, Pats, this week you are bringing your tits. So
I'm worried this isn't a very good tits.
Okay, well, don't worry about it.
I've been thinking about it quite a lot.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But this is what happened last week. I was a bit like, I'm not sure how this is going to land, and it landed well. So let's just This actually came from Snedders on the little, chat that they've got on Instagram that we sometimes dip in and out of. Yeah.
She said this one, and as soon as she said it, I was like, oh my God, that is true.
Okay.
So on wedding invites, when couples are asking for money, fine, got no problem with that. Obviously, in this day and age, people have often already got houses. It's when they try and like fluff it up. You know, they write a poem. We have got pots and pans galore, and we will love each other forevermore. So instead of money instead of things for our house of love, can you just give us money for our honeymoon? Thanks. It's like, look, if you want the hard cash, just come out and ask for it.
Just
you don't need to. Your presence is all we need on the day. Fuck off. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You want my money.
You want hard cash.
We don't want gifts because your presence is enough for the day. But if you'd like to contribute to our honeymoon to the Maldives, here's our bank details. It's like, don't fluff it up.
No, that is very true, Pat.
Don't start with the like, your presence is a gift to us.
Bollocks, is it?
Bollocks!
You're only inviting me to get my cash.
Now, do you know that in Canada, often it's just money. They don't do like wedding lists. They sometimes do, but not so much.
Yeah.
And you give, after the wedding, you give what you think the wedding was worth. It's my friend Aaron and Matt who do listen.
I know they do, yes. Yeah. Shout out to Aaron and Matt.
Aaron told me that you would give what you think the wedding is worth.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been to weddings where literally I'd give a $5.
I've been to weddings where I'd give £2. at a push.
I reckon as well, if we did that, right, you would basically start, I'd say like, okay, let's start with 50 quid, right? So if I start the wedding
at 50,
at the start of the day is 50.
Yeah.
And gradually through the day, I'm going to deduct, right?
Yeah.
Waiting around. If I'm waiting around for more than an hour, 20 quid's off that straight away. You're down to 30. Right? If I sit down to
hang on,
food,
I've got a question. If the waiting around is split into segments, is that 20 quid off both segments? So if you've got a bit of waiting around after your ceremony before your food, and then waiting around after your food before your evening do, is that 20 quid in both segments coming off? Because you're down to a tenner. By 6 o'clock, you're down to a tenner.
I think I'd have to base it on, like, if I've got one segment of waiting around, which is an hour, I'll deduct it. I'll deduct a tenner. If that then becomes longer than an hour, whether that's in the first segment or the second segment or the third segment, you're losing another tenner.
Okay.
Right? So you're down, let's say you're down to 30, right? Okay. I sit down to eat my food, right?
Food is a big one. If the food is shit, I'm taking 20 quid off.
That is it. Straight away. If I've got shit food and if I've got no decent beverage, if there's no decent beverages, bang, straight off. You're losing some more cash there.
Forget it.
You are quickly getting really down to the low parts of funding here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had the food. The food's been shit. Another tenner off. You're down to 20 quid.
Yeah, it's 20 quid. Right. You need to have a banging evening, dude, by this point.
You need to bring me out an absolutely amazing band or DJ.
Yeah.
Who's going to bring me some
fill
sets.
The floor. Yeah.
And if you don't, you've lost another tenner.
Yeah. And then if the buffet's shit, that's it.
If you're not bringing me some, what's the? I think you had it at your wedding. The
hog roast.
Yes,
your pulled porks.
If you're not pulling my porks.
If I haven't got a hog roast bap filled with pork and applesauce and chips on the side, and
some sort of like crackling and all that shit.
No,
if you aren't bringing me that
tenner's gone.
You come away with zero.
Yeah, I'll chuck a pounding because the bride looked nice.
Yeah.
And I'll sellotape that pound to the inside of your wedding card and say, "What a shame! Here's what you're gonna want." With like just a picture of a £50 note, a photograph of a £50 note. This is where your wedding started, Sandra and Phil. And now this is where we've ended up because it was a fucking shit show. Too much waiting around, no crackling, the food was terrible. I haven't had a decent drink all day. Congratulations, I hope you have a great life.
You've just lost yourself 49 quid.
But yeah, those things, and as soon as Snedders put that in that message, I was like, yeah, don't come up with some shitty poem. Just say, we've already got a house, thanks.
Yeah.
Please, if you'd like to give us anything, here's our bank details. You don't need to warm me up.
You don't need to flower that up. Yeah.
Just say to me, it really gets on my tits.
Yeah.
It's like, and
Yeah,
you know
just
the bride has been like, oh yeah, I spent ages writing that. Well, it's shit, actually. It's shit.
And actually, it's just pissed me off, and actually you're not going to get anything now.
No, because you've
Like,
tried to flower it up.
Yeah.
I went to a wedding this weekend. It was all done on a QR code.
Eh?
Yeah, so got the invite, and then you in the post, it just said that, you know, Matthew and Ruth, it just said our names on it, and then you scan the code, and it gives you all the information on the website. And then when you walked in, on Saturday, there was a little thing that said honeymoon fund, and just a little QR code, and you scanned that, and you could just put your bank details in.
No way.
This is the new kids, mate. This is what the new kids are doing.
They're QR coding shitting everything now, aren't they?
Oh, the pandemic brought back the QR code, didn't it?
Big time.
Yeah, it had a complete rebirth in the pandemic. Yeah.
Big time QR codes.
Yeah, QR coding, yeah.
Shit it out.
So we've got Snedders to thank because she planted
that was
the seed.
very good.
That is very annoying, isn't it?
Very
I don't
annoying.
mind people asking for money. That isn't what annoys me. Like, if you've got a wedding list, fine. If you prefer money, no problem.
Yeah.
It's the poems and
It's
the
the
flowering up and the
and
the,
fanning
you know,
around with it.
Yeah. And then literally the poem ends with, so just give us money, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, very good tips, Pat. See, you just got to trust your instinct.
Just got to trust the instinct. You've got to trust the process. Trust your tits. You'll be fine.
Yeah, TYT.
Anyway, episode 2 is in the bag.
Done.
We should probably say that we recorded with the Go Love Yourself podcast girls.
We did last week.
And I think that is out this week, but we'll obviously keep an eye on our socials.
So on the socials.
We'll post about it, and we're going to have those girls on ours in a
We are.
weeks. So yeah, we'll let you know when that's out, and you can go and listen and enjoy that.
It was a very good record. Really enjoyed
very
it.
good, very fun.
Yeah.
Although Ange had major tech issues.
Oh, big time techs. Yeah. Big time techs. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but look, there's loads of ways you can get in touch with Ange and I. You can find us both on Instagram. I'm at Ruth Gordon. She's at Ange Gordon.
And you can find the podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just search Finding the Funny Podcast.
Ange and I will be back next week helping you to find more of the funny.